All right, so here's a good one for you sellers. Why online views don't equal buyer demand. You know, this is a common thing I hear from sellers. We are getting a lot of exposure online, but why do we get no offers? Well, views do not equal buyer demand. This is Jason Valentine with Coldwell Banker High Desert Realty, and I'm going to share with you a little more information about where you can find out where the breakdowns on your listings are if you're not getting the results you want. So let's take a look. There's a seller funnel you want to be aware of. You know, online views move to showings and showings move to offers, right? That's like a real simple equation. But what we need to understand is that most listings break down between views online and actual showings. Where this is breaking down is this. People are seeing the property online, but the price doesn't match the condition or the value the seller decides to actually get off the couch and come and take a look at it. So what you need to be aware of is when you're getting a lot of views, but you're not getting any showings, that means the exposure is good. That means the real estate agent's doing their job, but you need to make a pricing decision. Something else you could be aware of is condition doesn't equal competition. So that means if I'm on a $200,000 house, let's say, and it's dated and the carpet's run down, and the other $200,000 houses that are being viewed online are nicely updated, those buyers are going to that second house instead of mine because they see that the price does not match the conditions. And so what you want to be aware about this is that buyers move on pretty quietly. It's not like they're going to call the real estate agent from the listing side and say, oh, I saw this house and it looks kind of dated and that other one for $200,000 looks a little bit better. So you got to be aware of these types of things. So let's just take a look at, positioning matters more than promotion. And what I mean by that is I'm going to do something a little differently here for a minute. Let's just say that there's 3 houses on the market. And let's just say that the value of those houses are $21, $22, and $23. And if you as a home seller come on the market and you price your home at $24, what's going to happen? Well, all you're doing is making that $21, $22, and $23 house look a little bit more appealing than what your house might look like. However, if you price your home at $20, you're actually reversing that effect and your house looks like the best one on the market. And that's what we're talking about when we're talking about positioning. And this is the interesting thing. Sometimes when sellers are talking about positioning, they're saying, well, I want to price it high so I can negotiate if I get a lowball offer. I'm going to give you a quick little tip of the industry here. You know what the best negotiation is? To be able to say no to buyer number 1 because buyer number 2 and buyer number 3 are coming right around the corner. And the way you do that is positioning yourself as the best value on the market. So what I want to leave you with is this. The market always gives you feedback. If you are on the market and you're getting great exposure, and you can see this through online views, but you're not getting showings, that means your property is not compelling enough to get people off the couch, off of the computer to actually come see it in person. And that's a good indication that you can either be a pricing issue or a conditioning issue. So if you want to book a seller strategy to see what your house might be able to sell for in this market, give me a call. This is Jason Valentine with Coldwell Banker High Desert Realty. You can get a hold of me, 505-863-4363. Call me on the cell, 575-496-1068. Or there's a link somewhere in the comments or in the description on this video. You can book a one-on-one consultation with me there as well. So don't let your property just sit there and do nothing. Listen to what the market's telling you and get the result that you want. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.